Can we just talk about though how many guns Bogart takes away in this fucking movie?
About 1,700.
It takes more guns away than I have in my house.
I know.
In fact,
then I
he
started thinking about
mentions it.
then I started thinking about Maltese Falcon, where he also takes a lot of guns away.
That's true.
Well, it's sort of his thing, right? It's
kind of
Sort of his thing.
The part where he
Yeah.
throws the gun down on the ground and then kicks the dude when he goes for it.
Yeah.
And then just drags him in by his leather jacket. He's just like, fuck you, come in here.
All right.
I maintain, like, constantly kind of amazed that Humphrey Bogart was a fucking movie star.
You know, it's actually it's awesome because he's just this normal
It's
looking
weird,
kid
isn't it?
with a frozen upper lip, and he got these great roles.
Yes.
I was reading. I didn't realize.
And every
something.
woman thinks he's the most gorgeous person.
I mean, look at that! Look at the expression on her face. Look
Lauren
at that.
Bacall
it
actually
goes
did.
to show you
think
how
he-
much.
Yeah.
It goes to show you how much like charm and confidence and just sort of persona can really do for you. Because I read too that I didn't know this, but he wore a fucking toupee. He didn't even have hair.
Wait, what?
He's also not a big guy.
He was wearing lifts through this whole movie.
Yeah.
He's like 5'8".
Which is why they keep making jokes about how he's short at the beginning.
He's like 5'8", which is how tall I am. So whatever.
I
Fuck off,
imagined
guys.
you to be much taller.
But he also didn't have his own hair, and he wasn't really handsome.
No.
Yeah. But yet
He was an
Yeah,
A-lister for over a decade and a half.
The woman behind Jim was 19 years old when
Dorothy
she shot
Malone.
that, when
He was
when she
20,
shot that
actually. She
scene,
was 20.
and she literally fucking couldn't keep her hands still around him.
Really?
Like, they had to wait. They had to weight the glass that she was holding because she was shaking her hands so much. Being around him.
Wow, that's
Well,
cool.
She had also.
That scene, though, when I was,
store clerk one.
I've
I
seen
thought you meant Lauren Bacall. Yeah, the store clerk.
No, Lauren Bacall's hands were shaking the entire time because she was freaked out that Humphrey Bogart was being found out because they were having an affair.
Yeah, they were in love.
Also,
But,
what's
you
this?
know-
Wait, what's this about him? Howard Hawks kind of grooming her to be the girlfriend, and he got stolen away. What's the deal there, Jim?
No, he was trying to get her to date Clark Gable, because she was under personal contract to him.
Howard
and
Hawks.
so yes,
Okay.
so he did not
discover
want her to date Bogart. She wanted because Bogart was a fucking disastrous drunk at this point in his career.
I have no doubt.
And literally they had to stop.
He wouldn't show up on some days for this picture.
Yeah, they just stopped
Wouldn't even
filming at
show up.
certain points because he was so fucking hammered.
Wow, I had no idea.
And the thing was, everybody knew his wife, the woman he was currently married to when he made this, Mary something, they would have knockdown, drag out fights at like public restaurants and shit. So, I'm sure Lauren was afraid of being attacked by this.
She was banned from
he
the
was-
set. She was banned from the not just the set. She was banned from the studio. She
From the
wasn't
studio.
allowed to
And
be
She
on
was
the
an actress
property.
too.
And I believe he was 44 when he made this, and he's banging Lauren, who's 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
barely out of
Because
high
the
school.
movie before, she's like 18.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and they had to. The other interesting thing I read was because Lauren Bacall had a big hit with the whatever she did right before this, and when they put her in this, she actually the actress that I was really taken with, Martha Vickers in this film,
She's good too.
was actually so good that when they watched the first cut, Martha Vickers was so much better than Lauren Bacall. And the producers were like, this can't happen. Like, this is not okay. Lauren Bacall cannot be showing up in this
And who
picture.
did Vickers play?
Played
She
the
was the
feral-
little sister.
The other daughter.
The little
She's
sister.
the
Carmen.
little
Sister.
sister.
Carmen.
Was very good. Now this
Carmen,
scene,
right.
this
So
extended
what they did was they actually they shot more scenes. They cut bad ones of Bacall, and then they added more scenes to make her better.
Well, they added
To
all the
Have and
scenes
Have
with,
Not is
Eddie
the
Mars.
movie
Yeah,
you're
they
thinking
have-
of.
okay.
Right.
Which also To Have and Have Not was shot after this.
Oh wow!
Okay.
No,
This
they
was
held this
delayed.
film. No,
this
they
was
held this
delayed
film
for
for
like
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah, because this has World War II references all over. He has a B card on his thing, and they're talking about Red Point.
Right,
I mean,
he
Red
has
Point.
the thing on
Yeah,
his.
exactly. So this is a World War II movie. It's just been delayed.
See what's behind Jim though? That's what I mean. Like every woman in this movie is like striking. Like they could
They
all
are.
be leads. They
They
could all be
are.
leads.
And
I
when I
have to agree
first
with
saw
Jared
this
on that.
movie, I couldn't believe this scene because he's like,
No,
he comes in out of, he asks her a question.
They
yeah,
asked
the
her for
bookstore.
an 1860 version of Ben-Hur, which has a
Right.
duplicated line, and she goes, "That doesn't exist because that book was published in 1880."
And she like closes the shop.
Yeah.
And they have a drink.
They can have
I know,
a
like
drink.
that scene.
Oh,
that
the
scene-
implication is they fuck after
Yeah,
this.
absolutely.
Even as a
It is
kid,
I'm
I
sure
knew
in the
that.
book
It's
they
like,
do,
oh my
sure.
God.
Because then when he saw, I know when he leaves, he just goes, well, all right, see ya. And I was
Yeah,
like,
he
friend.
where's
yeah.
the sex scene? What the fuck
Go
just
on.
happened here?
Okay, and also we've been kind of skirting around the plot. I swear to God, I don't know what the hell happened in this movie.
I tried. I tried. So 2 things.
Okay.
Three things.
Wait,
actually.
did you
Bravo.
make that or did you find
No,
that?
I found this. It was sort of helpful.
Okay.
But this is both one of
It'd
the
be a lot
most
cooler if you
remarkably
made it.
tight, trimmed of fat scripts that is also completely impossible to follow.
Yes.
The book
Like-
is impossible.
They called Raymond Chandler and said, "Did the limo driver kill himself?" And he said, "I don't fucking know."
Even
Did
he
you guys
didn't
notice who
understand it.
co-wrote? Did you guys notice who was co-credited for the screenplay?
William
yeah.
Faulkner.
Lee
Faulkner.
Brackett.
Lee
Oh,
Brackett.
yes.
Lee
Oh, and
Empire
Lee
Strikes
What
Back.
else did Lee Brackett have a hand in?
Yeah.
Empire Strikes fucking back.
Also, you see
Empire Strikes Back.
the similarity end of the film. Bogart
also
is all,
a bunch of
Bogart's
films
all tied
that,
up and talking to Bacall. Empire
Billy
Strikes Back.
Wilder
Han
made.
Solo's all tied up and talking to Princess Leia.
But I literally like this. The first.
but Princess
the first
Leia doesn't
40
stick a
minutes of this
cigarette
movie,
in his
like,
mouth
God damn,
while
this
he's
is a good
tied up.
script.
Right.
He
If
would
it
have.
was made 10 years earlier, she
Be a
would
lot
have.
cooler if she did.
The first 40 minutes
Also,
of this movie, I'm like,
Mrs. Mars throws the fucking water at him, and it on the couch. There's a head-shaped gap in the water. It's literally there's water discoloration
does
across
throw
the
a
couch,
glass
and
of
there's
water.
she literally threw the glass of water at him. While he was
And
sitting
he
there.
actually kind of looked surprised.
Also, the opening scene when he's talking to the general in the greenhouse was great because you could see him getting sweatier.
Yes.
Sweatier.
The handling of the sweat. Was
You felt
perfect.
that scene. You really
Did you
did.
see him pull his shirt off of his back when he
He
stood
does.
up?
He's like doing all this shit.
It was nuts.
As somebody who routinely walks to work and wears dress shirts, yeah.
Yeah.
That was good.
there's something again like it was the dialogue was really snappy. It
That's
moved
what I was gonna
very,
say.
very
Like,
well.
I almost didn't care about the plot because
and
of the
then
fucking
at
dialogue.
about 40 minutes,
that's what
I'm going,
what
and a
Fox
lot
I
of
don't know
that
what the
dialogue-
hell's going on.
Yeah, what the
A
hell?
lot of that dialogue is straight out of the book.
Yeah.
If
Right.
anything, they had to like calm it down. There's a line about
the best line.
You know, I hate orchids. Their flesh reminds me of the flesh of men, and their odor reminds me of the sweet smell of corruption. Except in the book, he says the sweet smell of a prostitute.
Oh, jeez.
Also,
my favorite line is-
Carmen wearing the Chinese dress and sitting on the
Yes.
chair
Which is
Yeah.
high as
is a
fuck.
reference to her being naked in the novel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
she's naked in the novel, and like she's on because my Judith said, "Oh, she's like on opium or something." I said, "No, ether."
Ether.
He
Yeah.
was drinking a combination of ether and
Yeah, because he smells the cup. My
No,
favorite
what?
line is, "Yeah, she tried to sit on my lap while I was standing up."
yeah,
Yeah, that was a great line.
The bad guy in that, the guy who had the house there, that he was what they called an Orientalist back then.
Geiger.
Geiger,
Yeah,
yeah,
Geiger.
He was into that culture and had the whole house decorated like that, so it kind of fit together nicely.
Yes, he was
Yeah.
very otaku. In
Yeah.
this day and
Thank
age, you have a lot of
you.
wall
Proto
scrolls.
otaku.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is an
You had
old
a big
time
anime
movie that
collection,
didn't
a lot
bother
of
me at
wall
all,
scrolls.
and it's
Yeah.
old
What's
time.
that?
This
Body
is one of the
Chris?
rare movies where I didn't care what was going on. I was just loving every minute of it.
Yeah,
well, there's
I
so
agree.
many great lines in it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Really,
it's like lines one after another. You know,
Yeah.
as they-
Yeah,
When
there's
the
great
chemistry
just bits,
between
too.
those two is undeniable and real, and she's fantastic. And he's
And that's one reason I picked it is because I had not seen a Bogart and Bacall film. I haven't seen To Have and Have Not either, so I wanted to.
Oh.
I wanted to,
I
fill
wish
this
you'd gotten
hole.
Key Largo because that's actually a lot easier to follow.
No, dude, and I would say, if you want to pin me down, I would say this movie's not my cup of tea because of all the things we've discussed about. It's just so plot heavy, and I did try to keep track of it while I was watching it, which was a lot of work. Maybe it's
Plot.
Fool's Errand.
Heavy.
maybe it's better to just enjoy the characters because the characters and the dialogue are great. There's
No,
undeniable.
This is literally Howard
It
Hawks
is
learned from
character
this.
driven.
I
Howard Hawks
gave
learned
up
from
on
this
The plot-
that
the
I
plot
tried to
is a
watch the
MacGuffin.
Maltese. I tried to watch The Maltese Falcon about 10 years ago for the first time, and I gave up halfway through because I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Oh, the
That's
Maltese
a lot
Falcon
more
is
straightforward
great.
than this, though.
Really?
That one,
Yeah,
Actually,
the Maltese
it is,
Falcon
yeah.
the Maltese Falcon. Actually, you can understand. I've seen it like 5 times.
Yeah.
It's a lot more
actually
straightforward than
makes
this.
sense.
Yeah.
Oh well.
But this,
Well,
but
I do love it. The dialogue, and then there's these bits, man. Like the part where they basically Bogart and Bacall make a prank call to the police.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
Well,
funny.
she's gonna call the police, and he grabs the phone out of her hand.
And says, "What do you want?"
Yeah,
That's
what do
the
you want?
That was
They're like,
amazing.
"You called me. You called me."
And she
Oh, yeah,
jumps
I
right
did.
in and starts doing it too. It was so
Yeah.
funny.
No, it was
But
one of those films where
that
I
was really a lot of Howard Hawks always had these interesting relationships between his women, his female characters, and his male characters. It's in all of his movies. They sort of do that sort of repartee,
Mhm.
but it's really quite good, and it seems quite modern for
Yeah.
some of these old
It's real
movies.
spare and very direct. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's a true, Hawks is a true genre jumper. Like he can do it all. It's crazy.
Yeah.
He does
What was,
western.
what was this sci-fi one?
The
there was
Thing.
The Thing.
The
That's
Thing.
right. That was The Thing.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
this
I mean,
one
technically, it's directed by another guy, but
but
pretty
this,
much.
But
this
think
film's
about think about this or The Thing, and then bringing up Baby. I mean, it's fucking crazy.
yeah,
Also, this film, I
Rio
cranked up.
Bravo.
It was like I thought it was
Rio
gonna be
Bravo.
Rio Bravo, which he made again. Like,
Yeah, I
he
thought this was
made
gonna be a double
Rio
indemnity,
Bravo three times.
or double indemnity, or like Mildred Pierce. That was gonna be an understandable whodunit where it has a couple of nice plots to go through, but it was really dense. And once I got used to the pace of it, I realized this is all about the process. This movie isn't about the murder or who does it and kind of thing. It's all about the Philip Marlowe going through all the
Like his investigation
all
process.
the investigation. It's all about being in the moment in every scene. And that once I geared down for that, I really enjoyed it.
Well, and
I don't feel
everybody,
like this. I don't feel like this movie's that actually difficult to follow because
I
it's
couldn't
all-
figure it out.
It's all vignettes. It's literally like every section of the movie is a vignette where they actually close a door on something at the end of it. Like every
Yeah.
time
Well,
he has an interaction with someone, it ends their section of the movie, except for Mars. And then Mars comes back at the end
Yeah,
and gets shot by his own men, which he reuses in El Dorado.
Yeah.
By the way, what a crazy ending for the hero of the movie ends up in the house with her, calling the cops and saying, well, we figured out the murder, but you guys should come over because there's 4 bad guys still outside.
yeah,
And
click.
No, it was like
I was thinking a lot.
And then you
about-
hear the sirens as the film ends.
no, for this it was like
but I mean, if they made this movie today, he would go out there and kill them all, single-handedly.
Yeah, of course.
no, there was the
No, because
no.
because LA Confidential has that same basic ending where he just shoots him in the back and then just gets down on his knees and holds his badge
His
up.
hands up.
Yeah.
Mhm,
That's a great
mhm.
film.
Right.
But this is
Uh,
weird.
Movie
It was like
made
it was
me think a lot about
like
both
a
Lebowski
Neo
and
noir, right?
I was
No,
thinking
this was
about
last week.
because
No,
This is a lot of Lebowski. This is a
A lot of
very
Lebowski,
Lebowski.
very
Big
Lebowski.
Lebowski,
No,
yeah.
I'm gonna
I
argue
was
that.
thinking-
I don't know
I was
what the fuck is going on in those movies either.
No,
I was
this is
thinking
very
of Inherent
Lebowski.
Vice,
Like
though,
you're right.
'cause we just
But this is
watched-
complication A, then because he started out with this one thing, it goes complication B, then C, then D, then E, then F. And Elisha Cook shows up,
like
expresses
He
his
shows
love for
up
the
at
thing,
the end
and
of the
fucking
fucking
gets
movie.
killed, and he's gone. It's like it's
Yeah.
I found myself thinking about
It
'cause
is
didn't we
interesting
do
because
Inherent Vice last week?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
same,
we did.
same
I was
thing.
just going to bring
Same
that
thing.
up.
no.
So I was
similar,
thinking about
similar.
that. I was thinking about that while I was watching this because you guys know I kind of shat on that movie last
a
week.
little bit,
and-
yeah.
A little bit.
And I fucking hate that movie. And like it's the second time I had to watch that fucking movie. And I was watching this one and I was saying, wow, this movie's so much better. I'm enjoying it so much more.
I'm very
But it
disappointed
is
how
that
much you're
basic-
erasing me from history, by the way. It was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks
Okay.
ago. Okay, no, okay. What for you, Jared? What was the qualitative difference between Inherent Vice and The Big Sleep?
Well, it got me thinking about a bigger picture. Which
This movie's
is,
fun.
It is fun.
It is fun. I'll give you that.
Inherent
so
Vice
much
is
Inherent
a lot
Vice,
of
it was
fun too.
hysterical.
You just got to get your.
I thought it was funny
it got
the
me-
second time I saw it.
It got me thinking about a bigger thing, which is any sort of private investigator type of film,
Any
kind
PI
of
movie.
Yeah,
Blade
PI
Runner.
film noir movie. Not all film noirs are the same, obviously, but anytime that you got to go talk to this person and then this person and then this person and then this person and those kinds of movies, like I think that the really good ones are few and far between. To be honest with you,
No
I think
argument.
it's a hard thing to do well, and
that's probably
like
true.
the thing about Inherent Vice is it has some good moments, but really, like, for the first 20-30 minutes, I'm just like, I absolutely hate this. Like, it just doesn't feel like it's going anywhere. I don't feel anything. And like immediately, the first scene when he goes to talk to that old man, like we were just all talking about, the sweat, the rapport, the
crazy
the
daughter.
dialogue. Yeah, the girl comes out, like, which I also felt with Lebowski has a little more of it too. It's like I felt immediately
when he
just
holds
like,
when he
is
holds
fun.
his glass up and he's like, no, go get it yourself.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Just-
If you ask
It's
me,
so
they're
much
all
more fun.
Which
no,
is
but
also
no Big Sleep,
basically
Lebowski, and
Lebowski with
yeah,
the White Russian talking
Exactly.
to the Vinny Hans, the video artist.
This
No,
this
dude.
movie is like,
Jackie
if we're gonna
Treehorn-
backdate this, this is Lebowski cross Chinatown. Like that's
Yeah.
what this
Yeah,
movie
I'll
Horn
is.
give you that.
treats objects like women, man.
But you
Yeah.
know, the thing is, like a process-oriented like PI movie, like a investigative film like this, they're all just different flavors. This is like teriyaki versus barbecue versus like salt rub. You know, they're all just
Okay.
they're just
And
all
the Big
you know,
Lebowski even has John Polito there as sort of the Elisha Cook Jr.
yeah, exactly.
There's the guy.
You're
who-
famous.
The Big Lebowski pretty much opens though with that wonderful performance by Philip Seymour Hoffman. If you're not into that movie when that is going down, like I can't help you. You don't have a sense of humor. Like he's so fucking good in that. He's when he's telling him not to fucking touch the thing, and I don't know. There's just something about Philip Seymour Hoffman in that movie, dude. Woo!
Okay, anyway.
Anyway, I love this.
Grant can watch, but he has to pay
Oh, he's got
$200.
You got the Elisha Cook background. That's good. Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
like,
he was a touching character in this.
I
mean,
swear to God, he like wandered in from a different movie. I
they
swear to
just
God.
brought him on
He's
and
That,
killed him.
that guy's in like
They're
that
the-
guy's in like every Bogart movie. What was the
Pretty much.
He's in.
He always plays it.
Yeah.
He plays torpedoes in a lot of movies in this era.
He always
He's
comes
just
in as the
riding
weirdo.
coattails the whole way, which I respect that. You get on those coattails and you ride it to fucking to making enough money to
Yeah.
buy a house.
John,
Like, go
he's
for it.
also in. He's the lawyer in the
Star
original
Trek.
series for Kirk.
He defends Kirk, right?
Yeah.
I
No,
think he's in
okay.
the Maltese Falcon too. I'm swear.
Well,
he's
in
in,
the
he's in like
Maltese-
everything.
Well, he's
like in all the 40s movies with Bogey. I swear.
Yeah. Also,
And
there's
he
a
didn't
there's a
change much over the years. I mean, he just always looked the same.
there's a thing about studio films in this era that when Philip Marlowe was driving up to that Geiger's house, and it's all indoors. It's elaborate set with a road.
There
goes
is
along,
hardly any
out for
scenes
sale,
out of doors.
driveway, and it was all. I know it was almost.
Well, they
all
needed
done
to
out-
for all the rain.
But you know,
Right.
that was all happening, and realized this is an elaborate set. We're going to be back here over and over and over again, and I was
And
right.
They do go back over.
Yeah, like they go
Right.
back 5 times. You know, that's a thing about studio films is that you see a really nice set, you're going to see it 5 times.
That exterior, that house.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
But also, every person in this movie has an IMDb list that's like this long.
There's like 75.
yeah,
pictures long.
that's because they're all paid by the week, and you got to
Yeah.
get in there and you got to make your weekly and get out.
Oh,
Whenever
yeah.
my
Even the butler Norris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, this is
Whenever-
during the war too, so it was like a real grind back then.
They
Whenever-
upped
whenever my son
the
sees me
call
watching-
from $350 a week to $1,000 a week because of this movie.
Right. Oh, really? Wow. Yeah. She's got that it. She's got that something, man.
See, I'm always like,
phenomenal.
I feel the same way about this and Holiday. Like, I'm never down with the lead actress. I think all the supporting women are so much better in this. film.
Huh.
She's
Well,
This may be the least attractive Lauren Bacall is in any of her movies.
I know.
Like,
She's much.
I found her very sort of one note, and it's
No.
a good note, but it just was only one.
No,
Yeah.
She
no,
looks
no.
better. She looks better in the poster behind Chris than she does at
No.
any point during
In
the
the
film.
Key Largo,
Yeah.
a couple years later, when she actually got some better acting chops, she was amazing in that.
I
looked
love
fantastic.
the scene behind John where he did the little weirdo reporter guy with the,
Yeah, that was
yeah,
fun.
that was fun too.
The Fay guy.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
great.
you do
Which-
sell
Which
you
Howard
do sell
Hawks,
books
which
here.
Howard Hawks and the one of the writers keep disputing how they wrote it, and it's actually in the book.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, really?
It's a funny scene. It's
See,
a
I
funny
think-
bit that he puts on this persona,
Yeah.
and he's like, "You do sell
Pushes
books
the
here at the
glasses
bookstore." You know what it reminded me of? Which I wonder if Harrison Ford came up with it or if it was Ridley Scott. But there's that scene in Blade Runner where he's checking Joanna Cassidy's dressing room,
For
checking them for holes, they're dirty
holes.
holes. Guys drill them to get a look at a beautiful body.
Uh-huh.
You know that scene?
Yep.
yeah.
Right
It's
out
like
of, yeah, it's
it's
this.
this scene.
Pretty
It
much.
is.
But
I mean,
love in
Harrison
this-
Ford. Harrison Ford
And
got
because
high and
Blade
watched a
Runner
lot of
is a
movies, so I
neo-noir
imagine.
Ridley Scott got high and low.
I mean, he did that. He did that with the
No,
Scottish-
Harrison Ford got high and watched a lot of movies.
He did that. He did that in
Doing
Indiana
carpentry
Jones
jobs,
3
right?
too, with the Scottish tapestry guy.
Mhm.
Anyway, but Bogart, like, it's rare in movies though when because he does it a second time and shows her that he was fucking with her, which was great. That was a great scene where he's like, "You remember me now?" And he just goes back to, and you don't see that a lot when people do a little scene like that. You don't get to see them come back, do it again just to show you I was fucking with you, lady.
Right.
Like
Yeah, Hawks learned how in this movie it doesn't matter what the plot is. What matters is scenes and vignettes and performances.
We're
and
on the ride with this character.
And Lauren Bacall's coat behind Scott.
Yes.
Right. Yes. Very nice.
Houndstooth.
Yeah.
That's not
Phenomenal.
Houndstooth. That's Checkered.
Either way, it's cute as
Phenomenal.
hell.
That coat.
I think that Humphrey Bogart.
Where she scratches her knee.
Like-
It's okay. You can scratch. It's like
That was great.
It sucks that he's like drunk all the time and sometimes wouldn't show up, but it's like it's obvious when he did show up, he just is on fire.
Yeah. But goddamn, it's like he's a tribute to the immutable star quality. We don't know what it is. We'll never would know what it is. When you got it, you got it.
He has it.
Yeah,
Got it.
like freaking Paul Giamatti can open a movie. It's like, all right.
Well, think of Gene Hackman in the '70s, movie star.
Yeah,
Some
exactly.
of these guys who are not like leading men. with
Dustin
good looks,
freaking
movie
Hoffman.
stars.
Right.
The final conversation.
I don't know, like Brad Pitt in Ocean's 11 with just eating the entire time. Like my whole character is I have this tattoo and I'm gonna eat.
No,
like
he was like handicapping himself, basically.
Right.
At least he wasn't licking his lips the entire time like in Sleepers. It's fucking disgusting.
Oh.
Go watch Sleepers again, which is actually a good movie, but literally Brad Pitt is licking his lips every other fucking line because I guess he thinks it's sexy or something. He keeps his lips wet. It's fucking gross.
You know what? That's probably direction. It's like
It's so
lick
gross.
I
think that's fucking.
Lick your lips again, Brad. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's like, I'm the hottest fucking actor in the world right now.
Okay. All right. Thumbs.
Good pick.
Well done.
Big.
I never saw it, so it was like
I saw it once before.
Oh, good. Yeah. Who had not seen it before?
I've seen it about 20 times.
Yeah. This used to be on TV when I was a kid.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, I always find a way to avoid it because it seemed like a real lot of work. But now
This
is a lot of work.
Chandler is an amazing American author. It's him and Dashiell Hammett basically invented.
Well, I saw
Lee
the
Bracken's a
genre.
great writer too.
Invented
She did
the
a lot of
private eye
sci-fi.
genre.
Yeah.
I want to see the celebrity death match of Dashiell Hammett versus Raymond Chandler.
Raymond Chandler, that would be.
You know what, John?
Unfortunately, I think Raymond Chandler.
No, John Kane would.
No, the answer is alcohol.
No, John Kane would come in and wipe both these guys out.
I'd seen this once before, but only because it rhymes with another. Well, because I like old film noir, but it rhymes with a movie that I love even more that Fritz Lang made called The Big Heat.
Good film.